Namaskaram. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, sloka 10. In this sloka, Bhagavan says, "Know me as the eternal seed of all beings." O Partha is addressing Arjuna, son of Pritha, that is his mother Kunti. I am the intellect of the intelligent, the radiance of the illustrious. In the previous slokas, he said, he is the one who gives taste to water, he is the one who gives the capacity to the space for the travel of sound, and he is the one who gives light to sun and moon, and in turn the sun and moon give light to us. And he said he is in the fragrance. And in this sloka he continues about himself, and here he says he is the cause and effect. For example, the clouds are formed due to evaporation, and the clouds become heavy and they bring down rainfall. So again the rainwater collected from all the land and water bodies flow into the ocean. So it goes back to the ocean. So here you find cause and effect. Both are Bhagavan himself. So he is the cause from which all beings manifest. So he is in everything. And there are so many manifestations of Bhagavan on the earth. In this sloka he talks about intelligence, brilliance. And we find the level of brilliance or intelligence, we find it varies from person to person. He says he is that intelligence in everyone. So when Bhagavan acts in our intelligence, we become intelligent. That's what Bhagavan says. So he is the one who gives intelligence. He himself is intelligence, and he makes us intelligent. So when do we become intelligent? When we think of him, when we are his devotees, when we pray him, then that intelligence is used by us in a constructive way, in a proper way. So the intelligence gains all the more importance. So that is because of God's grace. So we find one child may be too good, or one person may be too intelligent, one may be a topper. So we should understand, because everything is manifestation of Bhagavan, Bhagavan's energy. So according to our karma, according to our pava and punya, we find all these are given to us. But he gives intelligence to everyone, and some people use that intelligence for good things, some for bad. So when you use it for bad things, naturally Bhagavan is not giving his grace to that particular person to use his intelligence. So when we are graced by Bhagavan, that intelligence is used by us for constructive purpose, for the progress. So this is what we realize. So Bhagavan explains about it in this. So message to be taken by us is, we should be always in remembrance of God. We should always think of God. We should be thankful to God. And we have intelligence. God has given us that. And when we should be close to him. We should be dear to him through bhakti. So he will act in our intelligence. Then we become intelligent. So this is what the message we take, and Bhagavan explains about that. For example, because he is a subtle force within us, so he makes our mind analytic. So he makes us think properly, and we bring out that intelligence in a proper way, for a constructive way. Kurattalvan, who was one of the chief disciples of Ramanuja. When Ramanuja and Kurattalvan went to Kashmir to get the original text for writing Sri Bhashyam, the goddess helped them to get it, and they got it after a long struggle one day. And because of Bhagavan's, because of that goddess grace, they got it. And they were coming back with the book. But the scholars of that place did not like Ramanuja to write the explanation for that. So they played a trick by sending the dacoits to them, and they snatched the text from them. And Ramanuja was very upset about it, because hardly few days the text was with them. And Ramanuja was very upset. And Kurathalvan, seeing his Acharyan very upset, he said, "No, I have already went through the entire book when you were sleeping, so don't worry. I can recall what has been given in that book. I will write it." Ramanuja was so happy, and he was feeling so proud of his Sishyan that he has got that wonderful, amazing capacity. Kurathalvan did it. He wrote the entire book, right from first page to last page, and he submitted that to Ramanuja. So with that, they were able to write. Ramanuja dictated and Kurathalvan wrote that Sri Bhashyam in Thiruvarangam. So here we find how Kurathalvan was blessed with so much of intelligence. So it's like a modern computer. He grasped everything. One time seeing was enough for him to grasp everything. So that is because of God's grace. Tulasidas, after writing Ramayana, he said, no, I didn't write that. And I don't have that capacity to write also. I don't have that ability to write. So it is Bhagavan who wrote. So this is what he said after he finished writing Ramayana. So he is the ultimate source of brilliance and intelligence. So Bhagavan acts in our intelligence when we become intelligent. So he is the one who gives that intelligence, and he is the one who gives the tejas. Tejas, when you are physically, mentally good, fit enough, and without any jealousy or anything, you feel that your face glows. So that is what Tejas. Bhagavan says, I am that Tejas. So we find, when we look at some people, we say, oh, he looks Tejas. And when we see Acharyans, Jiyas, we say, oh, he has got very Tejas on his face. That is because of divine, that is because of God's grace. That's a divinity. So here, God is there. God says, I am that Tejas. I am that intelligence. So I am that power. I'm giving that energy to you. So this is what we understand. So He makes so many things on the world. So that manifestations of God's energy we find on the earth. For example, if you take milk, milk turns into curd, curd turns into buttermilk, buttermilk then into butter, then butter into ghee. So we find at each stage it is useful to us. It gives out values, and that is because of God only. Then we find so many vegetables, so many things we eat. So each one giving out protein, each one giving out iron, and we find some minerals, all this. So we become energetic. So we gain that energy from those. Bhagavan is the one who is in everything in the form of energy. So we consume that, and Bhagavan gives that energy. He makes us energetic, and He says, I am that. So, and Bhagavan says, I am in all living creatures, I am like a seed. A big tree grows from that seed. So when you look at seed, you visualize there is a big tree in the seed. Because that seed turns out to be a plant with branches and leaves and vegetables, flowers, vegetables and fruits. So it grows out to be a big tree. So Bhagavan says, I am that seed. So that seed turn into a big tree. So I am in every living creature as seed, and make everyone grow in different forms. So here he talks about even splendor. So Bhagavan says, I am the splendor. in this splendid. So when he says, he talks about moon, moon, flower. Then you find moon is so glowing, it's very beautiful, and flower is so beautiful. So he is that. I am the splendor, in the splendid, he says. So he is the splendor in the flower. He is the splendor in the moon. So he makes those things glow and look beautiful. So everything has got Bhagavan in it, and he brings out the positive. The glory of each one is brought out because of the presence of God. So this is what we learn from this sloka. So God is there, God is within us, God is in all the objects. God is the one who is in our intelligence, who makes us talk about Bhagavan all the time, and who makes us learn more about Bhagavan. So if we don't think of him, we become dull, and we divert our energy to some unwanted thing. We see TV and we see all unwanted things which do not give us peace, which do not give us happiness. So when we think of God, when we concentrate on God, when we learn about God, naturally the intelligence what we have, because Bhagavan gives intelligence to everyone. So that is used for good purpose. So this is what we learn, and we should follow this very well. Well, as we realize God, as we learn more about God, we go closer to God. So to understand God, learning about Him, knowing about Him is very, very important. So all the scriptures give us knowledge about Bhagavan.